Good evening and welcome to this special Sunday State of Mental broadcast. Tonight we're going to be talking about water. Why water? Well, I was having a conversation, with a few people, and I said this over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, close to 2 years ago, in a class where I was teaching, and I said that water is not a natural element. I said water is not a natural element. Water was created on the planet by advanced people who created all things in existence, who we refer to in the state of mental as the almond beings, those who begat the human beings, the creators, the true creators of this planet, the solar system, and everything you see in that has, all your atoms and things like that come straight from the sun. All right, all of these atoms. All of these elements, I should say, right, have an atomic number on the periodic element chart. And anything that comes from the sun, which all your elements are beamed here from the sun, right, via photosynthesis type of pulsation of heat, all your elements are beamed here. When they talk about the explosion and what took place here to bring about the forming of your solar systems and your solar system and your planets and things within the solar system, they talk about how all of these elements transform one into the other. Same thing with the sun. How the sun holds all of these elements and they're beamed here and they're separated in a prism-like form to get to this planet, and they're implanted in everything on the planet to give the planet its elemental structure, to hold it together. These elements carry magnets, right? I said water was created here from the gases of oxygen and hydrogen, right? Hydrogen, the word hydro means water, right? So it's incorrect to say hydro, right? Oxygen and fire, right, which gives you water. Now, your scientists, they won't tell you that water is not a natural element, right? But there's a reason why they don't put it on the elemental chart or the table of the periodic elements chart. It's because it's not natural, because it was made here. Water does not have an atomic number, right? Why? Because it's a molecule. Molecules have a structure, and anything you have to structure or construct means that it was put together. You have two elements, natural elements, hydrogen and oxygen, right? And you place them together to get water, right? The purpose of water was to do two things. Well, three actually. First one was after the pulsation on the sun and the sun explosions and the creating of the solar systems and the planets, water was produced on this planet and on other worlds to cool the planets off because of all of the explosion that took place, right? Your scientists will tell you that there was a fiery explosion, and in this fiery explosion, right, where your planets were being exploded from off of the sun, off of the surface of the sun, and it was spent into the axis, right, or into the magnetic field of the sun. You then had a rotation, and once this rotation took place, you had water developed on the planet. The water that was developed on the planet, right, where your Earth, right, sat underwater, right, for close to quite a few million years to cool the planet off. That was all planned. It was planned for the Earth to sit underwater for millions of years, right, to cool the planet off, to harden it, right. What does water do? Water hardens, right. It cools things. So that was the purpose of water in the first part. Second part was to breed life in water. All life comes from water, not from land mass, from water. because life is dropped into water, right? Artificial life is bread and water, right? And as you breathe water, you breathe life in water, right? You eventually, in the history of this planet, you had a lot of the planet started to be risen out of the water over time, right? A lot of the cities that you talk about, people talk about as underwater cities, right? And they try to say that these cities like Atlantis and things like that, where they found underwater cities and things like that, that was actually cities that sat underwater before a lot of the surface level of the planet was pulled to the where it was given or pulled from out of the water, right? And you saw the evolution of that which was planted in the water. Your sea creatures come out. Just as this planet was seeded with elements, natural elements from the sun, right? It was seeded with natural elements from the sun. It was also seeded with artificial life, which is why water was needed here, right? Water carries oxygen. Water carries fire, right? So it does create a combustion, right? You are breathing. Every time you breathe, there's a combustion going on, right? Oxygen is explosive, right? Oxygen is explosive. Hydrogen is explosive. Anything or any element that comes from the sun is explosive. It is combustible, right? Anyone. Water is necessary in the breathing of life, in the breathing of any form of life, right? However, on this realm, or in this realm, even our life had to carry a level of water. I'm making a statement when I said that the human race, they carry more water in their body than our people. Reason being is because you look at our people and you could tell that we're working from a solar intelligence and a solar birth, right? And you look at your human race, your whites, your Asians, your East Indians, you could tell they're working from a water birth. You look at them. Anything that carries a gravitational pull to it, where's your hairs falling down, where you see the flankness or the thinness of their skin. These are water people. We were solar people, fire people, who came through the water, right? Who came through the water as living souls, as living energy from the sun, right? We are solar plex beings, or solar complex beings. And there is a building on that block. This planet, right, is controlled or has more water on it for a reason, right? Because all life is constantly being dropped into this water, right? Life is being constantly dropped into this water. There's life forms in the water that are not ready to be bred out of the water yet. They're still finding all kinds of atoms, and they're finding all kinds of single-celled amoebas in the water, right? Whenever they go to another planet, they always look for the presence of what? To denote that there's life there. They always look for water. Why is that? They look for water because they know water is bred on a planet. They understand the purpose of water. Your scientists are just starting to understand that past any planet within the solar system, there's no need for water. There's no need for water anyplace else but on a planet where life is bred, right? Where you're going to have a biological structure or a race or a people living there, right? You need water. Water helps with the growth of things, right? It is the quickest way to deliver a dense or a dense form of oxygen, right? Because, like I said, water is oxygen. It's the quickest way to deliver these things to you to keep your body from combusting. Ours anyway. We need to drink water, right? We need to keep our bodies cooled off. We need to keep the flow of our blood going, right? So water is essential, right? and the goings of your productive system, your reproductive system, right? Your digestive system pushes things along, pushes things out, right? It is necessary. When I said that water was artificial, people thought, people took it wrong. They thought I was saying it as a bad thing, like anything artificial is not good to intake. That's not what I meant. It's not that water is good or bad. It's necessary, right? It's necessary in the growth of life or the springing forward of life. It's necessary. If water is not utilized, right, then there is no life. There is no life here, right? I told somebody, I said, how you know water is artificial? Because water can be dried up. Water can be dried up. You got whole regions on this planet that were once full of water, right, that are now deserts. Look at your Middle East. Look at your parts of Egypt. You got whole societies and countries where they were water rich. Now it's all dried up. It's evaporated, right? A lot of times that happens because you have overheating or exposure to the sun, which ends up turning these places into condensing the water and turning them into steam like pits, right? They turn them into desert areas, right? So anything that can be evaporated, anything that can be taken out, whereas you can't even grow crops anymore. You can't grow anything from it. You can't give the people drinking water. If you can make water disappear or evaporate, right, then it's not real. It's not natural, I should say. It's artificial. Just as people can make water evaporate, they can make water, right? Water can be made. Right? Believe me, you have scientists who are making water. They make water. They can make water if they know the combination of hydrogen and oxygen, right, which they do, which is very simple, then they can make water, right? They've made water. They've made man-made lakes and things like that. They didn't take water from any place. Don't believe the lie. They tell you they channeled water in, right? They'll tell you they channeled water in from other reservoirs, right? In some cases, yes. In other cases, they set up here and they figured out how to make water, right? Used to be a thing where the Indians say, they do what they call a rain dance, right? And they would talk about how they can do a certain dance or certain moves and whatnot, and they would bring water and rain. Now, a lot of that is folklore, right? But it's based on something. It's based on the precipitation of heat, right? It's based on heat and oxygen, certain elements crossing in their movement to cause precipitation, to cause rain. Somebody told me, right, and I found this to be funny, that water is condensation, right? I would have invited this brother on there when he told me that water is condensation, right? I get a lot of funny people that come and say crazy things to me and whatnot. Brother said he was a engineer for the Navy or something like that. He told me that water is condensation. And I said, no, water is not condensation. Heat or steam is condensation. Moisture, that's condensation, right? I said, if you go and you look that up and they say anything different, because the word con means against the density of something. Water is a dense artificial element, right? Because once you put gases together, like hydrogen and oxygen, you get water, which becomes dense. When you heat up water, I see you, brother. I'm gonna get you to call in a second. When you heat up water, right? When you apply heat to it, it evaporates, thus causing a separation in the water, right? Turns it back or takes it back to steam or those gases again. We got our first call. I'm hoping it's my brother American Gonsul, because I invited him on here, right? Because we were going back and forth about the debate. I think this is the brother. Gonsul.
Of course it is. Come on, man. You going to go in for 15 minutes without us getting on the line first?
Oh, no. I'm taking calls. Come on. Mm-hmm.
No, that ain't even a fair fight. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even give us a chance to get on. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and go in again on this because, first of all, you went through a lot of correct information. I can agree with a good portion of it, but I'm trying to get back to the point when we was on Facebook, and you mentioned artificial, and that's where the disagreements came in right there. Was your use of the word artificial, and the reason. So I wanted to get which definition before we go in on it. I wanted to get which definition for artificial are you using, so that I can either agree with what you're saying, or I can correct you and tell you why you're wrong in using that definition. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta find out what you mean when you say artificial, so that then we can go ahead and
It's what I said. It's what I said the first time, brother. When I told you on the thing, I told you on Facebook. I said water was produced on the planet. I said it is not a natural element because it does not come from the sun directly. All right. Water had to be made. Water had to be made here from two gases, oxygen and hydrogen.
Okay, so is you saying since it was made here? That's your definition of artificial?
Yeah.
That it was made here.
Yeah.
And that's your definition of artificial. Okay, so
it didn't come from the sun. It was made on this planet.
Hold on, let me go because you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole thing is we're gonna have to leave the ego. We're gonna have to leave the ego out, because when somebody is proven wrong, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to do an acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're saying is a complete false statement.
Okay, well, go ahead.
And the reason why? No, and the reason you still there?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay, first and foremost, water has already been proven to be found on the sun. So you're already wrong here.
Who proved that?
Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
Second, you're jumping over a part, because I was telling you your etymology in words is not what you're not using the right part, and it's vapor. So when you start using European words as far as water, that's where we get confused. The whole thing is that it's in the vapor form first and foremost, and it's already been proven. You can go online. They've already found water in the sun, where it's called sunspot on the sun. This has been proven in 1997. You know what I'm saying? I can read the articles. Not only that, water, if they proved and found the water, and I can give you the scientific whatever, found the water in the galaxy. We can go beyond the sun. They already found water. So when you make the statement that it was made here, that's incorrect. You know what I'm saying? Because water in the vapor form, water in the vapor form has already existed. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then the whole thing is, hold on, you got clouds. If you ain't did the science and the knowledge on the working of clouds, gas clouds or atmospheric clouds, then you're going to miss the whole boat again. Not, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and let me go back to the main reason why you're wrong with saying artificial. Everything that comes into existence is combined, and then you're dealing with fusion. So, as soon as you say that water is artificial, you're saying that everything that comes into existence is artificial, and you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a molecule, you're wrong in saying it's artificial, because it naturally bonds. The creator of everything is not going to make something artificial if it already naturally combines. And the periodical table that you mentioned was a false statement, because that's the periodical table is a fiction by itself. It is a fiction by itself because you was using the basis of the argument on why water is not on the periodical table. Because it's a molecule, that's why it's not on the periodical table. That's not an intelligent statement to make first and foremost. That why water is not on the periodical table, because it's a molecule. And the molecules are not artificial. You know what I'm saying? The things that are on the periodical table is dealing with the number of neutrons, protons, and electrons. So going back first, that's irrelevant of a periodical table that a white man made in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And when you're dealing in nature or the universe, there's no periodical table out in space or on the planet. The elements is not sitting nowhere by themselves. Everything is already existing. You know what I'm saying? And it's cohabiting already. So it's not, ain't nobody putting nothing together. It's get together, because when it comes into creation, that's the order on how things is going to be. You know what I'm saying? That's order. You know, so, you know.
Okay, you finished? You finished?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, sunspots is not water, okay? It's just light spots. It's not water on the sun, okay? The sun is what purpose would water have on the sun, okay? Water is not on the sun. The sun is so hot, water could not exist on the sun, all right? What life, like I said, what you're talking about, sunspots, you go look that up. They're talking about light spots, like flashes of light, which you get from constant explosions that are taking place on the sun. Now, you're talking about clouds. Clouds come in this atmosphere. Has nothing to do with the sun, has nothing to do beyond this planet. Clouds are on this realm, in this planet. So, as far as, hold on, let me finish. Wait a minute, I'll let you talk. Hold on. Now, I said that anything that comes from the sun, right, is natural. All of the elements you find on this planet, the reason why you know about elements and that you're even calling them elements and you know about these things is because you found out through a periodical chart. All right. Now, you're saying that the white man came up with the periodical chart. I said, no, he did not. I said all intelligence, all advanced intelligence, the fact that we're sitting here talking about elements, which is short for elemental, the fact that we're even sitting up here talking about elements means that the intelligence of that was sent here to man. It didn't come from him. So if man was inspired to create an elemental chart, then that means he was receiving higher intelligence or had knowledge generated into his head to bring that chart out. Now, you agreed with me about how men receive intelligence, did you not?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so then what are you talking about is coming from the white man? Nothing comes from the white man or the black man. Any higher intelligence, any advanced intelligence, the fact, like I said, that you can sit up here and name a hydrogen and a carbon and an oxygen and all these things like that, or know what these gases are, is because of that chart. So how are you going to discard the chart?
I'm going to discard the chart because you're using the chart when the elements on a periodical table, a separation, what do you call it? Okay, because you're putting it on a chart, you're using the chart to substantiate the fact that, okay, water's not on it. It doesn't mean nothing because it's not on a chart. What is the atomic weight of water?
You know about atoms, right?
Yeah.
You know about atoms. What's the atomic weight of water?
18.
No, it's not. Incorrect.
Oh, man.
No, it's not.
Oh, man.
First of all, go back and study, brother. Water does not have an atomic number. It has a molecular number. All right? Anything that has no. The only way, if you would know it, it's not 18. If they did, hold on, let me explain this to you. If you did try to assign an atomic number to water, you would have to take the atomic number of oxygen and hydrogen and put them together, and that would give you the number 10. Now, 10 could not be the atomic number of water because neon is the number 10. The atomic number of 10 is the atomic number of neon, and water is not neon. That is water is a molecule, and the only way you get molecules is by putting them together. All right, you put things together. Hold on, let me finish. You put things together when you put things together, just like scientists put things together, because when the white man was putting things together here to create hybrids, right? When he was putting things here, whether it was plant life, whether it was animal life, we was doing hybrids or whatever he was doing hybrids on different elements, he obviously got that intelligence from somewhere. All right, he didn't just start doing that. I said intelligence that's being done here, experiments that are being done here are being followed by someone who did it first. Okay, so when you talk about these advanced beings or gods, whatever word you use for it, didn't do this, yeah, obviously they did.
Nah, that's not. No, that's. You know what? Now, before I even go into that, you know what I'm saying? First, you telling me you're wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm telling you the weight.
There's no weight to water, brother. There's no atomic weight to water.
Okay, whatever atomic, whatever you want to give, the weight is.
There's no atomic number to water.
Look up the weight of water. It's already been proven. So I'm.
It's no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. There is no brother. There is no atomic number. You can go, like I said. Chemistry for dummies. You can go and look up the element. I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying you can look that up, right? There is, and I didn't even have to look. I already knew the answer already. But like I said, if you want to go back and you want to, prove that through what scientists went through trial, because I'll look at what people say, right? And I weigh the logic of that. I don't just go with what somebody says just because they have a PhD or a DR in front of their name, because your scientists get things wrong too. But how you weigh this is based on the logic in what's being said. Like somebody told me before that water is condensation. I said water is not condensation because con means against the density of something. Anything is pro is for. So I said water, when you condense water, you make it less dense. You send it back into a gaseous state. You send it back into oxygen. You send it back into hydrogen when you heat it. I said that's condensation, or what you would call mist or steam. Okay?
Look, now let's go back, man, because we got to stay on point on this subject, because you're using that to go off the tangent. You know what I'm saying? The whole point is I'm telling you that water has already been proven to be on the sun. That's my first thing that disproves, you know what I'm saying, in the vapor form, that disproves that it was made on this planet. It's already been proven on the sun and in space. Now, if you want me to read the article to where the scientists already, what instruments they use, then I can do that so that you start making this.
Go ahead and do it.
Hold on, if you make a statement and I'm saying, all right, no, that's not it, and then I give you the information, you can't just deny it when you're being provided the information.
Give it to me. Well, read it. Read me the article. You said you got the article, right?
I got it.
Now read it.
All right. Peter Bernath of the University of Waterloo had made some amazing discovery. He has found water on the sun. The sun being 57,000 C is too hot for liquid water to exist. However, it is present as vapor in the cooler sunspots, 2,900 Celsius. Water is present only in the sunspots because at higher temperatures, water is unstable and split into oxygen and hydrogen. The sunspots
then it's not. Let me stop you.
Hold on, man. Come on.
Okay, okay, go finish.
I'm listening. I'm reading what I'm saying, so I know what it's saying. You know what I'm saying?
Did you just hear what you just? Okay, no, go ahead, finish. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Why your statement is incorrect? So let me.
You just go back and read what you just said and listen to what you just said, because you're reading something you're not listening to what you just said. Start again, and I want everybody to listen good to what he just said. Now go again. Start again. No. Go back and read what you just said again. You know what you said and you went over it. Say it again.
No. Let me finish my point, brother.
Okay.
Hold on, let me finish. The sunspots are relatively cooler, allow the formation of water. This discovery confirms that solar astronomers have suspected for years. The water was detected using a high-resolution infrared spectrometer. Okay? It don't matter. I don't need to go back. I'm just proving the fact that water.
No, that's not a fact. Go back and read what you just said. No. Go back and read what you just said. Because what I heard you say is, hold on. What I heard you, no. Wait a minute. Go. I just asked you to go back and read what you just said. Because what I just heard you say is they found oxygen and hydrogen separated, right? And a mist or a dense. That's not water. That's not water.
Brother, man, you
they're talking. No. When they talking about, if they said, go back and read what you just said. I'm gonna listen to you. Go back and read it again.
No, you're not. No, what you gonna do is what you're trying to do is not acknowledge.
I'm not trying to do anything. Just go back and read what you just said. That's all I'm asking you. Just go back and read what you said. That's all I'm asking you to do.
It says that water is unstable. It says water is present only in the sunspot. You listen to what I'm telling you.
No, I said from the beginning, brother. You didn't start from the beginning. Start from the beginning what you said. Start from the beginning what you said.
No, you want to try to.
No, I asked you this. Why won't you go back and read? That's all I'm asking you. Read back what they said in the article.
No. See, the whole thing is. Hold on. First and foremost, I'm gonna read it. But let me say this before I read it.
Okay.
Don't dictate, because when you get to dictating, then what you take out the fairness. You know what I'm saying? Of what we're talking about. Don't dictate. You know what I'm saying?
No, because
I'm not. No. Because I'm not dictating to you. All I asked
you to do is go back and read, because you went over that real fast. Could you just go back and read? That's fine. Just go back and read from the beginning.
Peter Bernard of the University of Waterloo has made an amazing discovery. He has found water on the sun. The sun being 5,700 Celsius is too hot for liquid water to exist. However, it is present.
Thank you. Stop. Let me stop you for a second. It is too hot. Wait a minute. Listen to what he said. Listen to what he said. You know what? Wait a minute. Wait. Stop for a second, please. Hold on. We know water on this planet to exist as liquid. It said it is too hot for liquid water to exist. That's the only water you know on this planet. That's what I'm talking about. Liquid water. Liquid water meaning something you. Wait a minute. Liquid water meaning something that you can pour into a cup. What you're describing and what that scientist is describing is gas. That is not water. That's gas.
Wow.
Do you know the difference?
No, man. Do
you know the difference?
That's
gas.
Vapor. No. Water is in three forms. Come on, man.
Vapor is a form of gas. Vapor is a form of gas. Do you know the difference?
No. Do you understand that water is in three stages? Hold on. Stop. I'm asking you. I asked you this online. Is water not in the form of ice? Is water not in the form of ice?
That would be dense. That would be dense. That would be dense. Ice and liquid water cannot exist on the sun. What they were just describing, if you read clearly, because obviously you didn't, they're talking about gas. Oxygen. When he said oxygen and gas, he's talking about gas, or the separation of the two elements that go into making up water. That is not water.
Wow. That's
gas.
terrible.
He just said, listen to what you just said. They said the liquid water cannot exist on the sun. That's what I'm saying. Liquid water, that is water. You want to listen? You cannot. Hold on. You cannot drink. You can't drink steam. Okay? You cannot drink steam. Can you drink steam? Can you drink steam? Yes or no?
Hold on, does steam go on your face when you take a shower? Come on, you can't out-reason me, bro.
So does gas. I'm not arguing the fact that steam is a form of gas. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying in order for it to be water, what we're talking about here is liquid. In order for it to be liquid, that's what we're talking about. Like I said,
what we're talking about. No, because water is in three stages, so you can't say what we're talking about.
That's not when you get into a gaseous state. When water evaporates into a gaseous state, it's not water anymore. It is not liquid anymore. Liquid water is defined as liquid. That is not liquid. That's gas.
Man, come on, man.
That's gas. Can you pour? You calling it water? Can you pour? Can you drink gas? Can you drink gaseous stuff? Can you drink vaporization? Can you drink that? Yes or no?
Okay.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Oh, no. I asked you. See, that's what I'm saying about dictating the comment. I asked you a question. You ain't answered.
And I'm what's the question? Okay, well, what's the question? I'll answer. What's the question?
You're doing selective listening. You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening exactly to what you said. We're talking about liquid water. Liquid water and ice, that's water. Anything in a dense state, when you combine hydrogen and oxygen, and it becomes a dense form here in this atmosphere, whether it's ice, whether it's liquid water that you can drink, right? Those are stages of water. When you heat it and it evaporates, it's not water anymore. It goes into gas again. That's not water.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? Whatever term you want. And when you can erase the word water and just say solid, liquid, and gas. We ain't even got to go there on a terminology. You know what I'm saying? We can just use solid, liquid, and gas. It's still the same. Water returns to water. You can't disprove that. Steam, clouds, water go up in the clouds. It comes out to the water. It evaporates. It's the same. It gets cold by temperature. You ain't acknowledging nothing, man, and that's not intelligent. You're not acknowledging.
You don't know what you're reading, and you're listening to a science. And let me tell you something. And this is the problem with our people. You listen to something some scientist said, and they're making statements, and a lot of the things they say are not correct. They use wrong terminologies too. That's why they have so many different theories. If this man is going to sit up here and call that water, right? He's going to call gas, oxygen, and hydrogen, and what you call sunspots, which I acknowledge that there is gas on the sun, right? There is gas, there is combustion going on there. That is not water. He's calling it water, but it don't matter. It don't mean nothing. They can call a lot of stuff something, but like I said, water is liquid. Water is ice. It dictates that based on the density of it. If it's not in a dense material form, which obviously it's not, because he's talking about gas. If you can't hold water, if you can't put it in a cup, if you cannot drink it, it's not water. That's gas.
Hold on, man. How in the world did you determine? When did it get to the part to where you determine whether you can drink it is considered water? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'll tell you what. Since it's water, right? No. Since it's water. No. Okay, since it's water, since you asking me, wait a minute. Since you're asking me, what do I determine? You didn't ask the white man, where did he determine that it is water? But wait a minute. Let's go for a second. Now, let's say, for example, that gas, wait a minute. Let's say, for example, that water on the sun, right? That water on the sun is there, and you could take that water in a gaseous state, right? Can you take that water in a gaseous state and grow food from that water? Can you take that water in gaseous state and put it into the ground and grow food from it? Can you drink it?
Look, okay, let's do this. Let's do this, right? I've already proved that. It's already proven. All right, let me go to the
No, it's not proven. It's some white man that just said something that's not even logical what he said.
No, water vapor, you can't disprove that, bro. Let me go to the second
I just
one.
did.
You know what I'm saying? No, you did not. You did not. You're not disproving because you said it's in a liquid form only. You can't determine that
water is water. The density. Do you know what density is? Hold
on, let me go. Let me do my part, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you hogging it, and you're not. You know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be an intelligent conversation, and intellectually you're hogging it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not allowing me to bring forth the information, and then
you give. Go ahead.
Are you okay? So now look, let's go to the second one. All right, water. Two team of astronomers led by scientists at California Institute of Technology, Caltech, have discovered the largest and the farthest reservoir of water ever detected in the universe, looking from a distance of 30 billion trillion miles away into a quasar, one of the brightest and the most violent objects in the cosmos. The researchers have found a mass of water vapor that at least 140 trillion times that of all the water in the world's ocean combined, and 100,000 times more massive than the sun, because the quasar is so far.
Hello? Oh, Call back, brother. The call dropped. I don't know what happened. I didn't hang up on you. Call back. 363, you're on the air. Hello? 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 What's going on? Am I coming in clear? Hello? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we lost reception. I didn't hang up on anybody. I just want everybody to know I didn't hang up on the brother. I'm still here. I don't know what happened with the reception. I don't know if we freezing or what. Sheesh. Hello. Is anyone in the chat room? I think we lost. The call dropped.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm in the chat room.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Clint Henson.
Okay. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from North Carolina.
Okay. Hold on a second. All right. Wait a minute. What's your number you're calling from?
336-553-8791.
Okay. Go ahead. You're on the air.
I've been listening to what you're saying, and I spent 4 years at McNair School of Engineering in a laboratory of my own, studying everything there is to know about water in order to make life-structured water. And quite a number of the things that you presume are erroneous. Water is not an element. Water is a compound. So you're correct when you say water is not a natural element. Water is a compound.
That's what I've been saying. Thank you.
Right. And water is a naturally occurring compound. And water exists on comets. And many comets have come into this, into our ecosystem from outer space bearing water. And the sun is not a fireball. The sun is cold and dark. And the sun is the source of electromagnetism, high-frequency electromagnetism that causes the gases in the envelope, in the vacuum of space around the Earth to fluoresce. And that fluorescence is the source of both the heat and the light that we see on the Earth. And when you look in the direction through the atmosphere, you see what appears to be a ball of fire. But what you're looking through is the constantly increasing reinforcement of the illumination of the fluorescing atmosphere that increases per unit of volume for every unit of distance all the way out to the extent of the atmosphere of the Earth. That's why it looks like a ball of fire when you look in the direction of the sun.
Well, you said that there's water on comets, right?
I'm saying that comets have brought water into the Earth, and in many cases they are made of ice balls.
Okay.
They call them like dirty ice balls.
Okay, and where do comets come from?
I don't know where they come from, but they fly through space, and Halley's Comet is one that people see all the time. And when comets come into the atmosphere, they are made of ice crystals and mud.
Okay, and when these comets are breaking off from something, because they're breaking off, they're not just floating through space, they're breaking off from other planets and flying here.
Well,
right?
That's a presumption.
No, it's not a presumption. Let me explain why I say that. Hold on, let me explain why I say that. Because you will always find, hold on, wait a minute, brother. Hold on, wait a minute. You will always find comets are not just coming from anywhere. They're broken off pieces of something else. Okay? What you have different planets where there is water on different planets, because wherever scientists go and they're looking for life on planets, do they always not go look for water? Yes?
What's that got to do with anything? We don't know where comets come from.
I'm asking you a
question. We do not know where comets come from.
Okay, well, comets come
from other planets.
They're broken off places from other planets.
You don't know that.
Well, wait a minute. Comets come, well, a lot of what you're saying is presumptuous. Also,
No. Well, listen,
yeah, it is. A lot of what you're saying is
I'm
presumptuous
wasting my
because
time to be on here, man.
Wait a minute. Let's go logically here. Water denotes life. Whenever scientists look on planets or wherever, when they went to Mars or wherever they're going, and where they go, they're looking for
life, and you cannot have life without water.
Okay,
they're looking for so they look for water as a resource in order to presume whether or not they should hypothesize that there's life there.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the reason they look for water.
Is they're looking, in order for them to judge whether there's life on that planet, they're looking for water because water. Wait a minute, because water breeds life. Water breeds life. Without
water,
there's no life without water. Okay?
Right.
Water breeds life. That means that water was found on planets. Now, as far as those comets, wherever you're going to find water at, it would be on a living form or organism or planet, whatever. It would be there. So if you're seeing comets breaking off and they're coming through space, obviously it was broken off from a planet that had water on it.
Well, I mean that's a nice presumption. That's handy.
That's logic. That's logic.
Well, that's logic.
That's logic because that's logical. Let me say why. That's logical. Well, that's logical because a lot of the things that your scientists say, they don't make no sense whatsoever.
Well, listen,
right? And they call it. Hold on, let me finish. Okay, and they call.
I'm not going to waste my time, man.
Well, then don't waste your time, then, sir. Then don't waste your time, then. Goodbye. You see how people do. Now he want to come up here, and it was probably he want to come up here, and that's the black man for you. That's what it sound like. You claim that you've been educated someplace, and we having a logical conversation, and he tells me he studied this and studied, but you don't know where comets come from? You don't know if comets have water on them and they're rocketing here towards space and they found water in comets, obviously it broke off from a planet. But see, this is what happens when the black man, all he could do is sit up here and repeat something some white man said. I'm going to take another call. 347, you're on air.
Peace, God. What's going on? It's Self-Fluid, man.
All right, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, I just want to say, man, it's like these individuals who you be given the opportunity to speak, man, it's like they never let you get your piece out, man.
Yeah, well,
it's like they constantly always cut you off, man. It's like that shit is like it's crazy because it's like they trying to get their point across, but when it comes time for you to bring your your status to the table, they always cut you short, man. And that shows a lot about whatever they bring into the table is default. You know what I'm saying? So it's like no disrespect, but it's like wasting energy because you can't really bring information like that to everybody because everybody ain't built to filter that type of information.
Well, like I said, I gave the older gentleman on the line, and you see he got all tight with me. I let him talk. You heard me let him talk, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then when I start talking, all of a sudden it's my nonsense, and that's the black man for you. And you can tell it was a black man,
I mean, it's like it's crazy because it's like, yo, them niggas is dead, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just vessels walking around waiting to execute programs that the white man ready to upload through them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They gone, son. They already gone. So it's it's sort of like wasting time. Even trying to activate them because they ain't really come back with the codes in their DNA.
Yeah,
they just here just to cause.
Did you understand? But did you understand what I was saying when I told the brother to read? He's back on the line. I'm gonna take your call again, Gonsul. But did you understand when he read the article what the scientist was actually saying?
As far as them always seeking water first, they always seek water first.
No, when the guy was reading the article, and I asked him to read the article about the sun and water being on the sun, he said there's water on the sun, which makes no sense. All right, the guy, and then I said there's no water on the sun. I said that the water was made here on the planet. The whole purpose of water is to breed life. The whole purpose of water is to breed life in the cooler planet. Now, what purpose would water have on the sun?
Yeah,
that don't even make no sense.
It doesn't, man, because those two parties don't even collide with each other, man. Water cannot exist on the sun, man, because that's a whole different element right there, man.
Yeah.
You know,
gentleman who sat up here and talked about the sun is not hot, that it's actually cold and dead and whatnot. I'm like, I don't know where the hell he come with that madness from. I mean,
he got that from the white man.
Oh yeah, well you know,
man, you already know, man. They
copy and you know how these Negroes do. They when they get something from the white man, they never question him. They take it as gospel and whatnot. They never question. Well, that don't even sound like it makes sense, right? You know.
Yeah, for real. They never ask. Well, do that make sense with the white man saying? Because I asked the brother. I said, did you read the article? The guy said, though liquid water, because that's what we talking about here. I'm not talking about no gas, because gas is not water. Yeah. Steam is not water anymore. All right? Yeah. Water is ice and liquid. Once it turns to steam, it's gas. It's not water anymore. That's it. Yeah.
So if some guy talking about some steam or some hydrogen and oxygen is in sunspots, which is nothing but light explosions on the sun that's taking place, if that's what he's talking about, then he's talking about gas. And I never said there wasn't no gas on the sun. I said there are gases on the sun.
Yeah,
I said that.
Yeah.
I said the water is artificial because any time you create something here on this planet, right, you have an artificial life force. Like I said, it had to be brought in for a reason. It was necessary for a reason. I said that your white man and all these scientists, they create hybrids of things all day. Water is just a hybrid of oxygen and hydrogen. That's it. People got a problem with, like I said, because I use the word artificial. It's not that it's good nor is it bad. It's not about that. It's just the fact that it was created. Anything that is created as opposed to manifested, that is a artificial thing. That's why I said with the human race.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. Right. But it's like, you know what it is, man? They let their personal emotions get involved. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that clouds their judgment. Yeah.
And what kills me is, you know, these guys, they'll sit up here. I'm not talking to Brother Gonzo, but I'm thinking of the old guy they call. They'll sit up here, and these Negroes, 9 times out of 10, they don't do their own experiments. They just read something from what some white man said. And you know they read it from the white man because a lot of it don't make sense. Some of what he say makes sense, and he agreed with me that water is a molecule, it's not an atom. I said that, did I not?
Yeah.
I said all this in the beginning. Right, I've been saying this for 2 years, but you know, I'm gonna let me. You got any other comments? Because I'm gonna take Gonzo back and whatnot. I'm gonna let him get. You good?
That's good, man. Yeah, I'm good. Do your thing, man. I'm gonna just fall back and pick up the door, man.
All right. Well, let me get 408 first and whatnot. Then I'll come back to you, Gonzo. 408 came. All right. 408, stay on the line. Gonzo, you're on the air. Hold on. It's moving kind of slow. All right, Gonzo, you're on there. Hello? 757, you're on there. Hold on a second. It's moving kind of slow. The call line's moving kind of slow. Gonzo, you're on there. Hello? 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 Hello, Gonzo. Can you hear me? Hello? Hold on a second. I don't know what's going on here. Hold on 1 second. It's moving kind of slow. Oh, wow, this thing's moving slow. All right. Give me a second. Blog Talk is bugging out. Gonzo. Hello? Gonzo. Hello? Hello? All right, I don't know what's going on, but hello? Oh, wow. Blog Talk is bugging out tonight. 480, you're on the air. 480.
Peace, Stedman, sir.
All right, brother. How you doing?
All right. Yeah, now, like when me and my girl, we first heard this Blog Talk start, the dude who was saying, like, the water on the sun, what he getting confused is, like, and we ain't taking no sides, like, he was getting confused because they found, like, the hydrogen and oxygen, but that's gas, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you combine them two, then it becomes water, which is liquid, that's what you trying to tell the brother. You know what I'm saying? Not just like steam, talking about like steam and all. You can't put it in a cup. It's not a liquid. It's a gas. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, then like when you was talking about like the sun, like we kind of confused with that too, cause the brother who called in talking about like the sun not being hot, cause I know where they get this information from, and I ain't taking sides. I ain't saying that who right or wrong, but like they're talking about like if the sun was really hot, why is like the highest mountains, like the mountaintops, why is it covered with ice? And like when they go out in space, like people who say they go out in space, they say it get colder. Then like why ain't the satellites burning up when solar flares come in? And you know what I'm saying? Like that's what we kind of confused too. Like you know, like if the sun is not hot, like where is that light coming from?
Exactly. Heat makes things rise. Where's the heat coming from? It would have to have heat coming from it. You know. I mean, that don't even make sense. It don't make sense, right?
I mean, it doesn't.
And then the scientist goes on to say, the guy that he read it when Gonzo read the thing, the scientist said, though liquid water could not be on the sun, right? Did he not say that?
Right.
He said it himself. He said liquid water cannot be on the sun. So obviously that denotes that the sun is hot. But it said that it could exist in separate states as hydrogen and oxygen in sunspots. That's gas. I said the sun is gas, and it's fire and combustion and all these things that you see on the earth. You know.
Yes, and that's exactly what me and my girl heard. You know, and the old dude here said like and we ain't taking no sides at all because you know we here to learn. But old dude said like don't let no ego get involved. But it sounded like he kind of let his ego get involved because what you were saying was straight logical. Like it was clear you weren't going against oxygen and hydrogen being found on the sun, which was what he was basically saying. You were just saying like it's not a liquid. You can't find it combined as, you know what I'm saying, as a liquid, which is what basically he was going against his own self. Really, I don't know, man. It's like it's crazy, but.
He started out agreeing with me where he said, you're absolutely right that water is a molecule, it's not an atom. And I said, yeah, because anything that comes from the sun has an atomic weight and an atomic mass. That's what all the elements here have, an atomic weight and a mass and whatnot. I said, water doesn't have one, so that proves to you that it's not natural. I said that atoms are natural. And I said if the fact that water has no atomic makeup or has no atomic number is because it's a molecule, and molecules are structured. Anything that's structured means put together. Same way with steel. Steel is not a natural element. Steel is a combination of iron and carbon, two natural elements. When you put two natural elements together, you produce a hybrid, which is artificial. That's why steel is not on the chart neither. Water's not the only one. A lot of artificial elements were produced here.
Yeah, that's why I believe in personally I believe in other beings too, because basically this planet had to be seeded with life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's and even before I even read a Bible, that's questions what helped me came out of religion. Even when I used to be into religion course, someone told me what if man was to destroy the whole planet? I just asked myself this question, send it out to the universe. I what if man was to destroy the whole planet in a nuclear war? And then some just told me it's there's beings who basically got a seed bank. This earth would be renewed by these beings who would come down and seed life over again. It's so that just came to me from outer space, or you can say from within myself. You know what I'm saying? That just came to me I agree with that 100%. There's no way that man got as much control as he think. But this is where my girl's getting confused too, because with the sun thing, I got a question for you, State of Mattel. Because it's a lot of theories too on this Agartha, really the sun. They saying the outer sun is really the heat of the inner sun of the earth, and they was the hotter that the earth gets, the heat of the earth is really sending out it's like a mirror, some type of, they saying it's like a mirror of the south and north pole of the inner sun beaming out light, and then we receive it back from, and they said really that light that we are being pulled by through space is Sirius. You know what I'm saying? We are following the Sirius in the galaxy. We've been pulled by, the universe, we've been pulled by Sirius. What you think about that?
Well, as far as the Sirius thing, see, the thing is that when the Earth, the Mars, Moon, all these things, they have they exist within this solar system, right? So if when you're talking about outside the solar system, because you got to understand that the scientists or the astronauts, nobody ever traveled outside this solar system. So if they're looking for a planet outside, planets do exist outside of this. Moving worlds and whole extended worlds exist outside this. And like I said, I agree that this planet or those planets are following something greater or bigger. Because, like I said, everything that we're doing and on this planet is the following of something else that's bigger.
Right.
So, whether the whole Sirius thing and whatnot, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that it's serious. I mean, I agree that what they refer to as Planet X, or the what they refer to as Nibiru, that the ancient Kemites and the Nubians, our people, was talking about. Like I said, because they call it the 10th planet, I acknowledge that to be true, because now they're trying to say that there is no 10th planet, don't exist. I'm like, okay, but y'all said y'all saw it. Now all of a sudden nobody saw it.
Right, but are we following like the Planet X, or we been like, how does that like work? Because like when I say the Planet X, it's like it moves like against our solar system, like it's like it orbits like in a whole nother direction, opposite of the direction of like the way we moving. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it can cause like earthquakes and stuff like that, is because it's not moving in the same flow.
Well, when it comes in the atmosphere, that's when it causes a problem, because it brings its own electromagnetic force field with it. So it causes, when it comes into our atmosphere, you'll have these things, because they'll tell you that another world or another, they'll use another planet or whatever is entering our atmosphere, meaning our solar system, and it already had its own magnetic pulsation going, so they'll throw things off here on this planet.
And then and that's when I get confused, like, okay, so this planet, that star is put there for a reason. And I'm thinking, like, some people call it the Death Star, because it's going to keep, they say, like, orbits every year. Like, that's what's causing these major earthquakes in the Pacific Plate, like the Pacific Ring of Fire. And it was like every time it orbits our planet, it caused a major earthquake. Like, it was Chile, Argentina, and then Japan. And that's why people think Cali is next, because like every year there's a major earthquake in the Pacific Ring of Fire. And they're saying it's because of this Death Star, this black star called Planet X. And I'm thinking, like, if it's not going nowhere, so like it's like, I mean, it's just gonna keep on. I mean, I think that's why they're spraying these chemicals, is because they're trying to like slow down the power of this electromagnetic energy that this planet is sending to our planet. Like, they're trying to, because I heard like the stuff that's in the chemtrails, it they try to send radiation back out or whatever. Like, what you think about that?
There's nothing they could do about that. There's nothing they can do about this magnetic pulsation that's going through the planet that's being sent here, because it's causing a shift in the planet. There's always been shifts going on in the planet. The planet has always been in a state of evolution. There's nothing they can do to alter it. All right. When they send the chemtrails down here, they just sitting up here, getting, spreading all kind of disease and, all kind of drugs and chemicals they testing into this atmosphere. But there's nothing they could do about the radiation or whatever that's coming through this planet, and the what's redoing or redeveloping this planet. There's nothing they can do about that. Just like I said, when everything has been part of an evolution on this planet, and the evolution is continuing from the time the dinosaurs walked here to the meteor showers came and killed them off. Like I said, it was engineered. So this is all being engineered by these people, these advanced people, to bring about a new evolution in the planet.
So you don't feel like the Earth has to be like totally destroyed and like renewed? Do you ever feel like that? Like when
it's not going to be no, it's not going to be totally destroyed. What's going to happen is that a lot of the people are going to go off of the planet. A lot of the animal life is going to go off of the planet, and it's going to make way for a new kind of people, a people who are more advanced mentally to come. It's going to make way for higher breeds of animals and new types of animals to come. That's going to happen.
So, like, what about like all they like army tanks and all that? Like, they got to be destroyed too, and that's why I'm thinking like they got to be destroyed by like a fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, their army tanks, they hit like all they weapon technology, like all that stuff got to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it depends on what you. Well, it depends, because the whole purpose of this society having the governments and things like that is to keep order. So order has to always be established on the planet, right, in order for things to move forward. There has to be an orderly form and fashion so that there can be an evolution. If there's no order here, because that's all the white man and the governments and all these other people serve as, is to keep governmental control over the people who would otherwise act like savages, and it just be chaos. So that's why they're in existence. So there has to be some form of order on the planet. And now if that order, the old order, the army, whatever this government is wiped out, then another one has to come up to replace it. Okay?
Right.
So, any more questions?
Oh, yeah, and just another question, like, are you aware of the Louisiana sinkhole in New Orleans?
The Louisiana sinkhole, you said?
Yeah, in New Orleans.
Not really. I somewhat heard that, but I'm not too familiar with it. What is it dealing with?
Well, it started off real small. You know what I'm saying? It started off real small, and it was like it's like in a little area. There was some people living there, and they had to evacuate or whatever. But if you look it up now on YouTube, and like they're doing like helicopter flyovers, like if you look at the sinkhole, this sinkhole is swallowing like trees have been swallowed. Like it's just basically spreading, and there ain't no stopping it. And they said it comes from them drilling in the salt dome in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's what's causing the sinkhole. And like the thing about it is, like, if you look at the U.S. Navy map 2012, it shows like how they're trying to flood, like how they're basically trying to cause a separation in the United States. Like they're trying to split like the East Coast from the West Coast. And basically, when that Louisiana, what they're saying is when they get that Louisiana to totally collapse, that the ocean water is going to flood in and separate the Mississippi River, and that's going to separate the East Coast from the West Coast. And they said it's already happened before, and they said it's going to happen again, except this time it's going to be more devastating. And that people who live in those areas are going to be basically like out of luck.
I mean, that's real. Like I said, these things, these things are happening. Like I said, some are natural disasters or unnatural disasters that are being created. That's real. I mean, you're going to have people, you have masses of people that are going to leave the planet and whatnot because the planet is like in a state of evolution, and a lot of people, it's too many people here. So
right.
A lot of people have to leave here in mass number. So when you see these things being done, just like you saw back in the ancient days where they were, the Mayans and all these people, they would do what is called sacrificing groups of people, where they would have them jump in the volcano, all that stuff they talked about, where they would sacrifice groups of people to their gods, quote unquote. It's the same thing that they're doing here in the society, where they're sacrificing whole groups of people to these advanced beings, or these what they call quote unquote gods, or their higher beings, so that they can remain in power.
Well, it's going to be it's going to be ugly for the future of America, as far as the United States.
It's going to be ugly it's going to be necessary for the planet. It's not ugly, It's not good, it's not bad. It's necessary because, like I said, in order for the planet to move forward and continue, you got to get rid of the people or the structures or the animals that can't move forward in the future. That's like saying, we are advanced planet and whatnot, we advanced, but then you got Cro-Magnon man still walking around here. You couldn't have Cro-Magnon man still walking around here in this future state or in this present state, right?
Right.
So you got a lot of. Say again.
So you agree with this whole, I don't want to call it a new age thing, but so you agree with like the whole like the dimensions, like they say, like we're going from third dimension to like higher dimensions in the universe as we.
Yes, yeah. I mean, some people are. Some people, like I said, certain people are going to go. Certain people, like I said, it's a generational thing or a regenerational thing where certain people are going to advance in time. Certain people are not going to advance. That's why the whole point of people passing off of the planet and whatnot, for a newer generation to come on has to happen.
Yeah, and see, this is why I get confused, because like even though like I know the Earth is going to be used like the Macabre, like I've had my and I ain't with no, what I'm saying, religion, none of that. Like I've been taking the Klamath and the blue-green algae and all that, and that Macabre, like that's a real thing because like when I was laying down asleep with my girl one day, like it was like the Macabre sacred geometric symbol. Like I seen it in my head, and like I just felt like this vibration, like it'll hit like every time it wants, like every now and then when it wants to, it'll hit. And it's like when you vibrating at a certain like frequency, it's like you just like basically an out of body. It's like an out of body ship. It's like I just come out of my body and I be moving fast, but I be moving so fast, then I get scared. As soon as I get scared, it's like that vibration of fear will bring me back to my body. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm like, dang, I be messing it up. But that's why I be thinking like, is we all gonna be like vibrating at a certain frequency, just like that, and then all of a sudden just boom. You know what I'm saying? We be gone. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you go into another dimension. You wouldn't go anywhere. Yeah. Just go into another dimension. That's all.
And that's what I felt like, because it was nothing but colors, and it was just it was a vibration of different colors, and that's all I seen and felt. And I was just going there. It's like I heard the baby crying, and when I heard the baby crying, there was like a thought form to bring me back here to this dimension. As soon as I heard the baby crying, I just came back. And plus, it was spirit too, because I wasn't really too sure where I was going, because I was moving so fast. Like, I ain't never had that type of out of body experience ever. I be trying to have it again, but like I said, you can't make it happen. It's just like when the earth wants to. It's like I don't know where it comes from. It's like I don't know where that vibration comes from. It turns. It's like an off and on switch. I don't know, but that's why I be thinking like the planet is one that had to be destroyed, because like we're gonna be taken and it's gonna be wiped out. And then we're gonna be like the new race of beings who come here to like renew everything and do everything over again. But I don't know, man.
It's a mental regeneration, like I said. Just like we was beamed here in a manifestive state, we were beamed here in a manifestive state, and our bloodline was put down here, and our genetics were put down here. We can be beamed out of here, and we can be beamed right back here. So.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, that's all I wanted to know. I was thinking that too, like that I'm with that beamed out, because I've been experienced, like out of all of the talk and out of everything everybody be talking about, like the only thing I've experienced has been beamed out. Like I've like just leaving, like just pulsating vibrations, just leaving this whole reality. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got to start mentally with leaving it. That's what we was trying to do in the state of mentality. But listen, brother, I got to take other calls. Okay?
All right,
brother. Good talking to you.
All right.
Peace. All right. I got you, Gonzo. Let me take 347, then I'll get you. 347. Hold on a second. It's moving slow. Oh, got too many. 347, you're on air. 347. 347. I'm trying to bring you up. I don't know why it's not coming up. 347. 347, you're on air. 347. All right. 347. I don't know why you're not coming up. I don't know. All right, I'll try Gonzo. 757, you're on air.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yeah, man. I told you when we was on Facebook it was gonna be biased, bro. See, that's why I don't like to really come in the public arena. You know what I'm saying? Because people are mad biased. You know, the last caller, he was cool, but the one before him, he made a personal attack, and I really don't appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's what people going to do. And I told you, because it was your show, that people was going to be biased, and you know what I'm saying, and they weren't just going to listen to the information. The science that court.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, well, it's not about them being biased. It's about what's logic, what sounds logical. Okay, what logically, because our people, see, this is the thing. Our people will read something and they'll go because the white man said it, and they won't listen to what's actually being said because you're so used to going when he says something. Our people are so used to him being an authoritative position to say things. When a lot of the things they say, about 70-80% of their theories don't make sense. It don't add up. See, this is why people got to start thinking again. But go ahead. What were you just gonna say?
No, I said, I'm gonna just finish up on him and then get back to the information. You know what I'm saying? He made the statement, you know, when we was talking, like we wasn't listening to you make your statement, but when we're talking, you know what I'm saying, we're both cutting across each other. So the best thing is, like, when you share information, it's for one person to either mute them to the other party so that they point across. You know what I'm saying? Because I did ask the scientist to get on the line, because that's who I distribute my water through, is the actual scientist that I got on the line. I wanted him to share some of the information, you know what I'm saying, from his research in order for us to, you know what I'm saying, to go in on the topic. Because I thought, all right, like, we're going to do this together so that it'll be a fair exchange. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to be fair, you know what I'm saying, if people is already biased and saying, oh, we cutting you off and not letting you talk when the same thing is happening and you cutting us off.
I haven't cut nobody. I let everybody say what they had to say. I was very quiet and I let everybody speak. And, you know, the problem is, like, no, I was quiet. I let everybody speak. But if you're going to make a bunch of statements all in a line, and it's up to me after you make all those statements, I have to, you know, I'm trying to go one at a time and countering it, because if you make a whole line of statements and then I got to go back and remember everything you said, yeah, that's why I said, if you make one statement, right, and then I'll counter it and say why I'm saying this. Then you make a next statement. That's how it's supposed to go. It's not you saying all this and then I got to go back and recap everything you said, because if I'm refuting what you're saying, then I got to be able to go take your points one step at a time. That's why, you know, I let people, you know, and I'm not really doing, I'm tending to let people just go ahead and, you know, go and say the things they're going to say and whatnot, and we're going based on logic here. We're not going based on, you know, theory and things like that, because, you know, if we could go on theory, you got about 100 people that say one thing. You know, white scientists, black scientists, they have a bunch of scientific theories, right? But it doesn't mean because you have a theory and you have a DR in the front of your name or a PH in the back of your name, like I said, doesn't mean that your theory is right. It has to logically make sense. That's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with logic. And I'm listening to what people saying, right? The brother came on, he agreed with me that water is not an atom. It's a molecule, right, put together as a hybrid, which I've been saying is put together as it becomes a hybrid on this planet when you put together two elements, natural elements from the sun, because that's what denotes natural, that which comes from the sun, and those elements that were seeded into the planet, those are your natural elements. Now, when people or, you know, advanced people take those elements and put them together, they create a hybrid, which is water, which is another one, and another one is steel.
No, but I'm telling you, I'm rebutting that because you're using that in the wrong sense. And I'm giving you the reason why I'm rebutting that. When you make that, when you, like, you know what I'm saying, I told you, when you speak, I'm listening just like you listening to me, right? And when you said that it was, when you said artificial or putting things together, that's not what's happening, bro. You know what I'm saying? A molecule that's nature, bro, and you're not acknowledging that. You're not acknowledging.
What is nature? Well, what is nature?
Well, you can, whatever is coming through the whatever you want to call that actually happens without any other man involved. You know what I'm saying? Outside of human interaction. You know what I'm saying? The things that is happening, whatever we want to call it. We can call it the cosmos. You can call it being, you can call it whatever you want to call it. It's the fact that we're not doing that. That means that it's not artificial. That means that it's not constructed, you know what I'm saying, in no artificial manner. Man, that's something that happens because it's supposed to happen. You can't rebut that.
I'm not arguing that. You're trying to say, I'm saying that whatever's put together from natural elements on this planet, see, I said whatever's put together here, using natural elements, it becomes a hybrid. That's all I said. I said it's artificial because water did not come from the sun, so therefore it's not a natural element. It was created here on this planet. I said that anything that comes from the sun, right, directly from the sun, it's going to have its own atomic mass and it's atomic, and it's going to be assigned an atomic number. That's where your scientists came from. Because, you know, it's funny, you like in one instance you say you discount what the white man is saying about the elemental chart, but then you pick up and you agree with him again. You'll pick up and agree with him when he's agreeing with your point, or what you think he's agreeing with your point about water being on the sun. So I mean,
I told you my reasoning and my logic dealing with the periodical chart, and I can say it again. The reason why I was saying that is because the periodical chart is using a method of separation. Okay, telling you your hydrogen, your carbon, or your nitrogen, that's in a separated manner. And I told you that in reality, that is not true. You know what I'm saying? So the periodical chart is already a fiction in itself, because it's just something so that you're able to look at the number of neutrons, protons, electrons of each one of those particular components, whether it's 2 protons, 2 neutrons, 1 neutron, 3 neutrons, on all the way up that particular manner. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, it's used for that particular purpose, but we can't bring that into the reality of our discussion and saying saying? That's manipulation, saying why isn't water on the periodical chart? You know what I'm saying? Because the basis behind my statement is that it's not artificial and that it does occur because of chemical reaction and chain reactions. You know what I'm saying? That is that's dealing with, you mentioned it, and I'm gonna mention it again. We're dealing with magnetism. We're dealing with the attraction of, you know what I'm saying, of the molecular components of hydrogen and oxygen. That's not artificial.
Okay.
You can't call it.
Now, let me stop you. Listen to what you just said. You said that the water being brought together is the magnetism of oxygen and hydrogen, right? Is that what you just said? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, then you say that you cannot use the periodical element chart because it splits. It's making separating, or it's talking about the separation of these elements, right?
Right.
Okay, but then you're talking about the fusion of these elements, right? Because you said hydrogen. Wait a minute. You said hydrogen and you said oxygen. All right. So already you denoted that these are two separate things. When you talked about the fusion of them coming together to make one thing, so you're denoting a separation already.
You said I'm denoting a separation.
Yeah, you're denoting a separation when you're talking about hydrogen and oxygen, because all they're doing when they're talking about these things, these elements that are separated into the planet, because there is a separation that takes place. When the elements hit this planet, when they're beamed through the sun, they are separated. All right? They are separated. That's why they're able to make or find these elements and make a chart from them, because they are separated. All right? They're not all together. That's why, like you said, that it has to be a fusion that take place. And in order for there to be a fusion, that means they had to be separate.
Hold on, but fusion.
Before the fusion.
No. Let's go back. No, fusion. No. The point that we're making, you're saying artificial. I'm saying fusion is not artificial. That is what happens by nature. You know what I'm saying? That the things coming together is you can't make the statement that it's artificial. A molecule is not artificial. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to what you said. But what you said was, you said that these things are not separate. Did you not say that these elements here, they're all together? You said they're all together?
In the universe, they're all together.
I'm not talking about the universe. I'm talking about on Earth. Are they together?
On Earth,
yes. Yeah.
Let's say in the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying, I would take it that they're together in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we're talking about once they fall under gravity, and they get heavier, you know what I'm saying, they'll probably, get inside of the earth and so forth. Because then I'm gonna even make another statement on top of that, because when me and you was going
can you just answer that one first, and then you can make another statement. Are these elements together on the earth or not?
That's what I just answered it. Was you listening to what I said?
No, you didn't answer.
I said in the atmosphere they are together. I was answering your question. That's why I call selective listening. No, that's selective listening because.
So you're saying they're together. Wait a minute. So you're saying all these elements are already together. Is that what you're telling me?
Did I not? What did I just say? If you could repeat what I said, did I not say?
No, I'm saying I just want to get this straight. Because if these things are all together, then how can you go hydrogen? How can you go helium? How are you able to differentiate if they're all one thing?
No one said that you can't differentiate, because, like you said, on Earth, and once people get involved in something, then they start doing certain experiments in order to, just like if scientists have a lab, you know what I'm saying? They can separate things and run them together, you know what I'm saying, in some type of container. I can't think of the word where they use to split, they split in atoms and so forth. Okay, now from them doing that, that's when they end up coming up with the periodical table. And if you look up the history, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing that I wanted to do with you, because if we, and that's the argument on that's only one part of me and you going back and forth is the periodical table, because we look at, when I told you on Facebook was that we got to look at the beginning and the origins of everything that we're using. When did the periodical table come about? Who created the periodical table? Why was it created, and so forth? When we get into going into detail of those things, that will alleviate some of the, what we're going about on that periodical table. But what I still want to do, because I didn't want to harp on that too long, because I still had information before either, I got cut off or the thing went there about water. I was telling you, I don't agree with water being made on this planet. That's my number one thing. First of all, it's artificial, number one. Number two, made on this planet. And I was going to prove to you by giving you the other information of not only water being in the sunspots, on the sun, but it's also found throughout the universe also. And if you could let me read that information, I can provide the information. Then you can turn around and, say whatever afterwards. Because we're just providing information at this particular point, and we can use logic in the information that we provide. But at least give me the chance to provide the counter on why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Well, I've been doing it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Read the article. Go ahead.
All right. This is the second one. The water hole. The ongoing research. He calling me. The dude trying to call me back. Let me see. Where is it at? While the radio part of the spectrum is very large and contains billions of channels, one small window of spectrum may be chosen by intelligent water-based light-seeking communication. The communication window is called the water hole because it lies between the 21st centimeter wavelength of natural radio emission from hydrogen and the 18th centimeter wavelength of natural radio emission from OH molecules. These wavelengths really have nothing to do with water, but since water is made of two molecules of hydrogen and one of oxygen, the term water hole is used. All right, now lurking in a distant submassive black hole, there exists a reservoir of water as big, and this is what I was reading, and I don't know if you got this before I got cut off, as 140 trillion oceans, the largest repository of water in the universe, and 4,000 times more than exists in the Milky Way. Two teams of astronomers discovered this mass of water 12 billion light years away, where it manifests as vapor spread across hundreds of light years. The reservoir was found spread around the gaseous regions of a quasar, a luminous compact region at the center of a galaxy and fueled by a black hole. This discovery shows that water can be found throughout the universe, even earlier on. Let me see. Let's get down here to the.
Let me just for 1 second. You said in the beginning that water, because see, I got to go back and listen because what they make reference to vapor. They keep saying vapor, right? They're saying vapor. They said even though it has, the first thing you read said even though it has nothing to do with water, right? This is what you said, and you read the article. So they're already denoting that what we're referring to is water here, which we can drink, which has mass, which you can pour into a cup, is not what they're talking about. They're still talking about gas. They're still talking about vapor. Vapor is gas. That's not water. If I blow up something right now, let me explain something to you. If I blow up the planet right now, right, and everything evaporates, you're going to get mist in the air, right? Some of that mist will trickle out into the atmosphere or into the universe. That's no longer water. That's gas.
Well, that is a terrible reasoning. And I was telling
that's not a terrible thing of reasoning because again, that's not a terrible. No, because I said you read this thing from these people again, and these are people who make theories and they say things, and you have to understand that they are just theories. What we come in is we have to look at the logic of things. Unlike certain people, we don't just sit here and read something the white man said. We sit here and weigh it. Wait a minute. We sit here and weigh it. That's where thinking comes in. You cannot And like I said, when you sat and you read it, they already discerned the fact that though we're not talking about water, or it has nothing to do with water, because they're talking about what water is. Like I said, always go back and read the article carefully. They're talking about mist. They're talking about gas. There is no liquid water. Wait a minute. There is no liquid water moving through the atmosphere, moving through the universe. Because if there was, then you can breathe in the universe.
Hold on, let me
hold on a minute. Can you breathe? Let me ask you this. Can you breathe in the universe?
Well, man, why don't you give me a chance to talk, bro? You know what I'm saying?
I'll let you sit up here and I'll let you make a whole speech and whatnot. And I'll listen to you read articles from people, and it's like I'm asking you to go back and read, because you'll sit and it's not like you're not understanding what you're reading. The guy said that it's not water. Go back and read the beginning of what you said.
Let's talk. Okay, because I wanted you. First of all, you're not letting me complete the reading. That's first of all. Then when I answer your question, because I'm about to answer your question without reading, because I don't have to read. I can talk to you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm giving you information. You know what I'm saying? So
you're giving me theories. You're giving me theories that don't even make sense. But go back and read the beginning of what you said. If he's saying that, I'm not trying to cut you up, but if you're gonna go, and I'm not trying to cut you, I want you to be heard, because you're saying that water. These people are saying water as we know it on this planet, because that's not what I heard. Water as we know it on this planet, liquid water, right, does not exist on the sun or through the atmosphere, through the universe. They're talking about gas moving through. They're talking about gas moving through.
Can I please communicate? That's all I'm asking you. Because every time you're saying something, I'm telling you you're wrong and you're not listening. The beginning observations in 2008, they used, now this is separate from the sun one. This is the second one. They used a tool called a Z-Tech at Caltech sub-millimeter observatory. They're using instruments. Okay, so this is not theory, so I'm going to rebut that. Then the first time that I was reading the first article, I told you the instrument that they was using. I read the article. I told you you're doing selective listening. And then the third part is I told you if you are in the bathroom and steam gets on your face, you know what I'm saying? It is going to, and when you was talking about, condensing and condensation, no, it's going to turn, is steam going to get on your face and it's going to turn to water. It's still water anyway. You know what I'm saying? Steam in the vapor form is still water. You know what I'm saying? I knew it when we was going back and forth. You're not going to accept anything intelligent coming from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how far we go back and forth, you're already predetermined that you're going to refuse it. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't say steam, right? They keep talking about oxygen. You're not listening to what you're reading. They keep talking about oxygen and hydrogen. They're talking about the separation of those two elements. That's what they're defining as water, and that's not water. When you separate those two elements, wait a minute.
Read to you that there was a reservoir of water found in the gas clouds. Do you understand?
We're at a gas cloud.
Hold on. Let me say this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna use. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Okay, we're gonna use this. Let me ask you a question. Does water, yes or no, form inside of clouds? Yes or no? I mean, we just gonna go logic now, bro. Does water form inside clouds?
Yeah,
yes
on this planet. Yeah, on this planet.
Man, listen, if it forms, it's forming inside of the clouds.
On this planet.
But, hold on. What in the world?
You telling me there's clouds in space? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, there is clouds in space. What are you saying?
Oh, there's clouds in space.
It's gas clouds in space. Do you not? Hold on, bro. Oh, my goodness. Hold on.
Gas. Listen to what you said. Gas.
Hold on. Let me go. Let me go in on you on this, bro. You telling me that if there's a supernova and the sun explodes, you know what I'm saying, that there's not gas clouds in space? Are you serious?
You said gas. I said gas. That's not the cloud I'm talking about. You're talking about clouds on the planet here. That's done from those elements here on the planet. That's not the same cloud you're talking about. A cloud on the earth and a cloud where you're talking about an explosion of the sun or whatever the case may be, it's not the same thing. You're talking about gas. I said there was gas on the sun. There's gaseous states on the sun. There's gaseous elements on the sun. That's not the same thing. Hello? Hello? Okay. Hello? All right, I lost the call. I don't know what happened. Hello? Call back, brother. Call back. Hold on. Hello? 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 347? 347? 347. Okay, 313. 313, you're on there.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, brother.
Hey, listen, I'm into your, I'm checking out your Blog Talk Radio, man. I find it pretty interesting.
Mhm.
But I think the problem is when we are sharing this information, a lot of times this information becomes argumentative because most people, you got to walk into the light, and you can't really drag people into the light. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And these individuals that get on there and keep being disruptive, you're trying to teach them something. They're not taking this information in because they're being disputed. That's what makes the secret society a secret. It's not that the people that know the information want it to be a secret. It's that the people that don't know it make it secret, because when you try to have an intellectual conversation with them, they make it into a dispute. It becomes this. I know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. What we got going on the air, and that's not really a good look.
Well, the thing is, and this is the problem what our people do. Our people will sit up here and they'll read an article from some scientists or whatever, and the whole scientific community is built on theories. How we have to figure out is what makes sense. All right, we have to logically see. The black man don't do that. The black man will read something in an article from some white man, and you got 1,000 theories. You have 1,000 people that come with theories to combat what he was reading in that article. And like I said,
just like religion.
What we have to start doing is logically thinking. Does that make sense on what we know about the sun? Does that make sense about what? That's where thinking comes in. Not just people repeating or taking an article and reading it, because I'm sure, like I said, you done heard people come on here already and agree with me when I said that water is a molecule, right?
No doubt.
It's not an atom. People, the guy came on and agreed with it. Now I could have went with that, and that's fine. Like I said, mist. You know what I'm saying? Or when you're talking about gas, when you boil out water and you're able to dry up regions to where it's gas now and there's no water there, that's it. That's not water anymore. It's oxygen and hydrogen. It goes back to that state. It's not water anymore. That's the point I was making. He keeps making a point about water existing on the sun and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, what? Why would water have to be? What purpose would water have on the sun?
Right, and the thing was, he's missing the point, because you told him exactly. Like when you told him, you said, well, yeah, you agree on this planet, yeah, that's water in the clouds, but not outer space. He missed that part, and but then he caught the part where he tried to make it into an argument. Once you was telling him, yeah, well, I agree with you, outer space, yeah, that's gases, but that's not water when you're talking outer space, and which is very true. But that's the problem with a lot of the people, that when they come into this information, or when they seeking the information, they're not seeking the information they seeking the information through their physical eye. They're not taking it from their spiritual eye. This is why they can't get that truth and understanding. They ain't connected yet.
Well, forget the spiritual. Forget the spiritual. All it has to be is because that's the whole thing is to get the black man to start thinking. Stop accepting everything the white man say. Because that's the first thing all people do. They'll run to an article. They'll run to and read this and whatnot. And because the white man said it, it's the truth. But where's the logic in that? Where's the thinking? Because this is what white men do. They will accept. When they like a white man, he'll hear something, and if he got a little bit of a scientific background, he will debate or go against that article. He'll be like, well, that makes no sense because that's a theory because this, that, and the third. And they come with 1,000 theories and whatnot, so that denotes that they're thinking. What the black man do, he'll just run and get an article that matches what he is trying to say, and that's it. There's no thinking about that.
Right. They're not coming with their own. Yeah, they're not coming with their own view and perspective. They're not coming with their own angle.
Yeah. No, they're not.
They're coming from somebody else's angle, but they're not coming up with their own theory and angle of like you say, the thinking process.
I'm talking about logically. That don't even make sense. And when he read the article, he keeps saying, well, it's not, and he'll gloss over that, and that's why I try to stop him. I'm like, go back and read what you just said. They're not talking about the water doesn't exist such and such and such, and then they'll go on and the article will keep going on. But listen, let me get the rest of these calls, brother. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. I'm going to get you, American Gonzo. You're still on the air. Don't hang up. I'm going to get you. I'm going to come back. 510, you'll be up in a second. 510, you're on the air. 510. Hold on a second. Hold on. Blog Talk is acting up. 510, you're on the air. 510. Wow. Okay. 510. 510. Come on. 510. Hello? Damn, keep going off. All right. 757.
Yeah, man. I told you it don't matter how much we go in on the subject. You know what I'm saying? Because if I agree with you, everybody will be cool. But see, like
I said. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me say, because I'm peeping out there, because you know what I'm saying, dude. I'm peeping out intelligence and dealing with and listening to the callers, right? And I told you they was going to be biased, and I already knew it because we're on your show. You know what I'm saying? Because soon as because everybody that's called in, right, what they do is they default automatically to what you said. You see what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Oh, they're gonna super analyze what you said because again, it's your show, and they agree with and I agree with the mental and the information also. We're just in disagreement on this particular topic.
Well, here's the thing. Why are you insulting the intelligence? Can they not just be agreeing with me because they hear the logic in what I'm saying and they hear the illogical thing in what you're saying? It couldn't be that, right?
It ain't one person that has called in yet that has mentioned any particular point of what I said.
Yes, they did. You're not listening. You're not listening. Yes, they did.
Come on, let me see.
It was two people that actually did.
The last brother that just called in, right? He went into making a mention about the article and us using our own mind and, you know what I'm saying, and our own, what you were just saying just a second ago, our own reason without the white man. See, right there, that's already a prejudice, bro. No one has called in yet, right? No one has called in yet. Hold on, let me finish. No one has called in yet because when you made the statement, another false statement of saying that these are hypotheses, I sat there and told you that the instrument that they was using is a sub-millimeter wave astronomy satellite, all right? You know what I'm saying? So that can cut out any of that crap about hypotheses and theories and all of that. That's the only reason why only reason that I would go to these articles is because they use instruments in order to do it. And the other part about us talking about the white man.
Let me answer that. Let me answer that real quick. I can say in an article that I came up with a super patented solar textual artificial light condenser, right? And I said that through this artificial superconductor light condenser that I was able to see butterflies in space. right? I was able to see butterflies in space, right? And because I put a PH and a DR in front of my name, well, let me finish. Because I do that, and because I say there was an instrument involved where I could do that, I can then make the statement and logically say, oh, well, that's true, because you did have scientists who were using, before people like Einstein came on the scene, they were using instruments too, and they were saying certain things, and they were making theories and statements and whatnot, and then you have somebody like Einstein, somebody come along and blow it out the water, and he didn't use anything, and they found out what he was saying was true based on the logic and the intelligence that he was dealing with, versus with these people who came with telescopes and astronomy, this and this and that and the third. So, again, people can say anything. Like I said, what we have to do is logically ask ourselves the question. Because if I'm going to just base everything on what some guy said and he had an instrument, because I'm pretty sure we know, we're not even going to call nobody a liar. We pretty much know that the white man likes to be an authority on everything. And for a long time, he said the Egyptians, you get these same scientists say the Egyptians ain't black. They'll say that these people ain't this. I'm just doing this to denote that these people make up things. And they say things that sound smarter. Hold on, let me finish. They say things that sound smarter than what they actually are. A lot of the things they say are theories. We have to start thinking. All my point is that we have to start thinking and listening and logically breaking down what's being said in an article or what we're reading. And a lot of our people don't do that. That's what I've been saying.
Okay.
Now, I asked, because you said to me one time when we was having a conversation, you said that fire is liquid. Did you not say that to me?
I said, I said that, fire is in the form of a liquid.
You said fire is liquid.
I said it was in the form of a liquid.
Really? Fire is in the form of a liquid. What is liquid?
What is liquid?
Yeah.
I mean, well, you say something as far as liquid.
Liquid is something that you can pour. Liquid would be something you can pour into something, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, can I pour fire into a cup?
Can you pour lava?
No, that's not fire.
All right.
Can you pour fire in? Lava and fire are two different things. Can you pour fire into a cup if it's liquid?
Is lava hot?
No, that's not. No, brother, that's not what I asked you. Lava is not fire. Lava has fire within it. It has elements of certain things in it that's not fire. When you add certain elements to certain things, it changes it. Okay. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Can you pour fire into a cup?
Hold on, let me answer your question the way that I want to answer it. All right?
I just want a straight answer.
No, I'm gonna give you my answer. All right? Have you ever heard of the have you ever heard of butane?
Who?
Butane.
Who?
Butane, which is found in
butane. You mean butane?
Butane.
Yeah, butane. Okay.
All right.
It's a gas.
All right. Then now it's a gas, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. So in your lighter, is it right? If you had a lighter, is it in a liquid form?
That's not fire, brother.
Hold on.
I said physical fire. Can you pour it into a cup?
Well, of course, you know that you can't pour a physical fire into a cup. But
then it's not liquid. Then it's not liquid.
Hold on. But do you know that the butane gets compressed? You know what I'm saying?
Then it's not fire. Butane is not fire. The elements that are put together to cause combustion in a butane lighter, that's what creates the fire. But the butane by itself, for the fluid, is not fire. This is what I've been trying to tell you. Hold on. This is what I've been trying to tell you, that the elements of oxygen and hydrogen, what they sound like, what you're saying, and they saying they find it in sunspots, they're talking about gas. They're not talking about water. Right? They're talking about gas. Oh, let me finish. They're talking about gas. Okay? When you're talking about gas, right, you're talking about two elements that are separate. When they are comprised here on this planet, that's what makes water. It creates a totally hybrid element. That's all I've been saying. gas exists on the sun. Gaseous elements exist on the sun. They are beamed here, all right, and they are separated. This is how these people are able to come up with a periodic chart to find different elements, because they are separated here. And the fact that they're able to put them together to make hybrid elements like carbon and iron that makes steel means that they were separated. You can't put something together that's already together. You can't give names to things that are already together as one thing. That's all I've been saying.
Okay, let me ask you something, right? So we just, you said dealing with water, H2O, right? And sun made of hydrogen. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just gonna go off the statement when you said, all right, water can't be on the sun. Okay, all right, water, H2O, right? Are you going to logically tell me that water will not fuse? Oxygen does not fuse with hydrogen. Yes or no?
I said it does.
Okay, that right there. Now we're talking about intelligent. We're talking about logic. Now, why would you not say that on something that contains a high amount of hydrogen, right, as far as the sun, that the oxygen atom or molecule is not going to fuse with it? It's already been proven.
It's not going to fuse. It's like I said, because all the elements, first of all, they're not molecules. They're all elements. They're all fused together in one mass on the sun. So it wouldn't make water on the sun. There's not two elements being formed together. It's only when those two elements of hydrogen and oxygen, which are separate on this planet, are fused together, that makes water. Not together in the sun. It's all fused together in one. All the elements are one that goes into making the sun. It's not no two elements. You're denoting or counting out those two elements and thinking about, they together on the sun, so it got to be water there. No, they're all one element on the sun. There's no separation on the sun, but when it's beamed here, that's when they're separate. And those people obviously put those two elements together here, hydrogen, oxygen, or whatever other elements are put together to produce hybrids. But listen, brother, I got 5 minutes left. Let me take 661. All right? Let me take this other call. All right. 661.
Okay. Very, very fucking quickly.
Okay, goodbye. You an idiot. Goodbye. You an idiot. All right. Let me see. 510.
Hey, Lou.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, it's a good show tonight, man. And,
yeah, I think so.
I mean, I'm not biased at all. I understand exactly what both of you are saying, but this is what I'm saying. I'm just tired of our people just bringing that information from other people, who base their theories on showing us that they're so much greater than we are. You were speaking about the instruments that they use to determine their theories, but I mean they do make up a lot of stories. It's known that so-called white people make up things. Just like it's easy to like Benjamin Franklin, that story that we learned in school. They told us to use a kite, a string, and a key, in order to create electricity. And electricity been here hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of years. It's been here.
Electricity's flowing through the atmosphere. Electricity's flowing through the air. Electricity's always flowing through the atmosphere. So, like I said, they talking about electrical storm and it hit his kite and he discovered electricity, yet they wasn't able to do anything with electricity pretty much until Edison came along, yet he discovered electricity, and they teach this nonsense. Like I said, a lot.
I appreciate the brother, though, but this is what I want to say to you, brother. I heard you say that you agree with the logic of mentalism. He did say that. So what you're disagreeing with is so minute,
No, it's not minute. I stand on everything I say about water being produced here. I stand on that. No, you know what it is? People got a problem with why I said that water is produced here on this planet. They had a problem with me saying that water was produced here on this planet. you know, and that it's artificial. I said just like steel was produced here from two elements, iron and carbon. The same thing that happened with water, with hydrogen and oxygen. They were combined to produce artificial molecules and things like that here. That's why water doesn't have an atomic number. It's a molecule. I've been saying that. You're not going to find any water on the sun.
He is agreeing with you whether he knows it or not. He is. That's what I hear.
Well, like I said, every time he read the article, it kept saying the scientists. Remember, I kept going through it. I stopped him. I said, what did the scientists just say? He said, though water is not found on such and such, and then he goes and then they start talking about oxygen and hydrogen, because they're saying just because oxygen and hydrogen is on the sun, then that means water is on the sun. That's not. Those elements are all together in the sun, so it's not going to make up water. It's not like those, like I said, it wouldn't be something else. If you add all these other things to it, it's going to be something else. It's not going to be, like I said, you get the sun by all these elements can be found in the sun. All of these elements of carbon, hydrogen, all that stuff is found in the sun. You know, and you know, you always get somebody who, you know, like I said, they sit up here, they've done no I got 90 seconds. They've done no experiments themselves, but then they want to sit up here and read some nonsense or some theory from some white man, like I said, or some Indian or whoever. Like I said, if you're not logically thinking this over, if you're not logically doing the experiment yourself, then there's not much you can really say. I want to hear people tell me, well, this is why this don't make sense, and go walk through. Let's walk through it. That's what I've been trying to get people to do, because I walked through all this stuff. I walked through it. That's why I can make these statements. Brother told me Brother told me that fire is liquid.
Yeah, that was a horrible analogy with the lighter too. That was horrible. Because
exactly.
The flint is what ignites the liquid. The flint ignites the liquid. The liquid is not fire, and it wouldn't be ignited without the flint.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said, you know, and you know, and the guy that called in here, the 661 guy, the guy that called in. The guy, the 661 guy, he calls in laughing. You know, you already know who that was, right? He calls in, and, of course, he's going to probably give some theoretical nonsense from somebody, some other white man, some theory from some Indian. Like I said, next thing you know, somebody come along, prove all that wrong, and then they move on with something else. Then they all looking like jackasses.
Yeah, like the world's flat. The planet Earth is flat. Remember that?
The planet Earth is flat. This from the people who taught you, the great scientists that taught you the planet Earth is flat. Look, Reg, I'm about to go out. I got 2 minutes. I'll see you later. We're closing out.
Oh, yeah. See.
Yeah. All right. That's it.
It's the Republic of Mentellect, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the white race. If it's hell, I'm and then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities that